Hey son, did you know that there's a super easy and free way that people can help support the channel?
There is.
Yes, there is. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a like. Hit that like button as well. That helps the videos rank higher in the search listings, which allows us to do bigger and better things for you guys in the future.
No, we're not putting that on there.
Hey, what's up YouTube friends and family? If you're watching this video recently after it was uploaded, you know, a lot of things have changed, and so I think for this video we're going to do a little bit of a throwback bait for you guys, and also hope you guys are staying healthy and safe out there. So what we're going to do is a Wheaties Dough Ball. I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways that you can make this, and believe it or not, when I was just a kid getting into carp fishing, you know, I guess now I'd call this a classic. But to me, to think back to the mid-90s, doesn't seem like that should be called a classic. But you guys' local bait shops and stuff probably had their shelves stocked full with Wheaties. That's how popular of a bait that this was at that time frame. I know a lot of you guys are used to the pack baits and things like that. That makes fishing a little bit easier for you guys. Back when this was like one of the #1 baits, you know, this and just straight up corn. Back when we used to use a dough ball like Wheaties or any other type of dough bait, it kind of brings me back to the time where, I don't know if you guys remember, I'm sure a lot of you do, I'm sure there's some people my age or even older that watch this. Remember the lawn chairs that would fold completely up and they would recline all the way flat where you could sleep on them? This brings me back to that. You know, we used to fold the two ends up. We'd lay our rods across them, we'd get some styrofoam or whatever, a bobber, put it on the line and let that, you know, kind of hang down, and we'd just sit there and watch our rods. You know, it'd move a little bit here and there and we'd be up on our rods ready to set the hook. It's a lot different than it is today. You know, with pack baits, we're all used to rod holders. Most people have alarms, you know, or clickers and all that stuff on their poles. And we just sit back, relax, and talk with our friends. And when we hear a fish on, we go grab it. I found this picture probably a couple months ago, and it says it's from 1995. I was probably around 13 or 14 years old at the time, and this fish was probably caught on the same bait I'm going to show you, or a similar dough bait. And yes, I know it says Nichols. That was my last name up until around my upper teen years. Alright, so the first way to make this, it's pretty easy. I used to do this a lot. Instead of making a bunch up at one time, I'd be at the lake or grab me a box of Wheaties at the lake, and you just reach in, grab you a handful of Wheaties, and then it was kind of similar like it is now. You know, we would keep a water bucket handy, and you know, this little dish is full of water, and I'd just, you know, have a handful of Wheaties, dip my hand in, pull it back out, let all the water drain out, and then just start crunching it up in your hand. And as you're doing that, it'll turn it into a dough, okay? And let me crunch this up real good for you guys, and then I'll bring it to the camera and show you what I'm talking about. And this way, if you were using a bunch of rods, you could still do it one at a time. It was no big deal. It was pretty quick and easy, really. I'm going to tell you a little secret on what I used to do with this, which is still a great thing that you can do with your pickups or your pack baits. For the dough ball, I used to always, you know, this was back before I ever used flavors or anything like that, so we're not going to show any flavors in this video. But I used to always have the little pie filling packets, like you can get at Walmart or whatever. And peach was my favorite. So I'd make me up a nice little dough ball like this, and I'd put it on my hook, alright? And then I would dip this into the peach pie glaze and throw it out there. And honestly, it seemed like it made a really big difference. But then again, I've caught a lot on just the plain old dough ball as well. Alright, the second way to make this bait, it's pretty simple as well. This way you can make a larger batch up. So, you know, if you're at the lake, you don't want to make it every time you're baiting up. You got some extra left over, okay? So you're going to get you a baggie. and put you a few handfuls inside your baggie. You can put as little or as much as you want in there. And like I say, back in the day, you know, there really wasn't flavors around my local lakes or anything like that. So what we would do is we might put a Kool-Aid packet in with this, or a little bit of Jell-O. You could also put, you know, some garlic powder or something like that if you wanted. But then we'd grab us a bottle of soda. You know, a lot of times people would use like Big Red or peach flavored, or, you know, different flavored soda as well. Dump you a little bit in there. You want to go light. You don't want to put too much in there. If you do, it's just going to make it wet. And then you're going to start crushing it up, you know, just like we did previously. And if you need to add more, you can. If you do get it too wet, it's pretty easy to fix. All you have to do is add a little bit more of the flakes in there. You can use bran flakes for this as well, but I mean, Wheaties was like, you know, that was the big thing back then. I think I've got just a little bit too much liquid, so I'm going to toss in just a little bit more of the flakes. And that should square us away. I hope in times like these, like I said, due to the recent things that have been going around, hope you guys are still getting out, enjoying fishing, and getting out and doing what you like to do. That's feeling pretty good. I might go with one more handful. And also, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's a super easy and free way that you can help support the channel. You know, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching this video, which obviously you're watching it, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps these videos rank higher in the search listing, and it allows us to do bigger and better things for you guys. And you guys have been killing it on the likes. The last couple videos, you guys have really been hooking that up, and I really do appreciate it. Alright guys, I think we got it. Oh yeah. She's good to go, so I'm going to bring the camera in here and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so this is your finished product if you're making the big batch. And you can just keep that in your baggie and then tear little pieces off a little bit at a time if you want. And if you're making up a little one at a, you know, little piece at a time, it's going to look something like this. And I'll see if I can't show you guys the best and easiest way to put it on your hook as well. Alright guys, and the easiest way to put this on your hook is going to be to take the line that's just above your hook and kind of pull the line into the dough ball. And then you're going to kind of slide it over the top of your hook like so, alright? And we used to leave the barb, at least I used to. I'd kind of pack it around it and leave the barb out of it like so. And that's what it would look like. And you'd be ready to do some fishing with that. Never mind the bead. This was set up for pack bait already. But yeah, that's what your finished product would look like.